rip something and we tear our clothing as a sign. It's a way of showing that you're not the same right now to others, to let them know. And it's a little bit of Joav with you. So wherever you go, we believe that his spirit is still with us, and it's just a reminder to really be gentle with yourself and allow the heart to heal. We're going to recite the blessing from the Talmud of bad tidings, so it goes back about 1,500 years. Just repeat after me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam kayan Amen. Blessed be God, the King of the universe, the Judge of truth. We're going to tear from the bottom. It's just meant to look more. And we offer from the book of Job, Adonai Natan, Nilakaki, Sheman, and Barak. God has taken, God has given. Blessed be the name of God. And God, give us the strength today to truly honor Joav's spirit and allow him, his soul, to take flight toward his ancestors. For those of you coming in, it's not surprising to see so many people, especially with such a sudden loss, no matter how close in proximity you were, how well you knew Joav, his story and his life touched us. And to think that given his health, that we would be here today is shocking. And to know that all of you that came out, whatever part of your life connected to Joav, it matters that you're here. To Don and to Daphna, watching from afar, and to the whole family that is in mourning, it takes just a little bit of a sadness. The rabbis say it takes 1/60th of our sadness each time we're comforted by someone. And then they ask the question, well, we'll just get 60 people in the room, and then you won't be sad anymore. But of course, it only comes besides the still waters, who restoreth my soul, who leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for thy name's sake. Yes, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I'd like to chant it in Hebrew as well. Adonai roi lo exor, Inat esher yar biseni, Amen ukochani. Nafshi yeshoveh, Nafshi yeshoveh, Yahateni zevaglei sedek leman shum. Kam yelech v'yei samach, lo livara yatani mali shivtecha. When a musician dies, the world loses its soul. The strings on God's guitar crack. His thunder rumbles in the distant hills without purpose. When a musician dies, the sunset plays taps. The sunrise emerges without its normal fervor. The rustle of leaves comes to a still. When a musician dies, even the birds silence their normal 4 a.m. reverie. The cows lay their heads on the dry grass, and the dogs cease their howls. When a musician dies, we are all poorer for it, more bereft, crying softly on one another's shoulders. The dirge at the funeral is soft, flowing, and without end. We're going to have an opportunity to hear some words from the family. First words that Daphna prepared, and that her friend, Liz Bailey, will be reading. Daphna, many time zones away, is watching from Hawaii.
Eulogy for Joav. You were already his friend, even if you just met Joav, no middle name Aaron Hall. That was just the person he was. He was just simply your new best friend, your support system. That guy you called when you needed a lift, a hand, advice, or any kind of support. It didn't matter what time of day or how far away you were. He would travel across the ocean to help. I first met Joav when I was just born. I don't remember meeting him, but I knew he would be my best friend forever. Sometimes we would be each other's nemesis, but at the end of the day, we had an agreement, no matter what, we would be there for each other because we loved each other, even when we didn't like each other. I wanted to be like him. He took piano lessons, so I took piano lessons. He liked music, so I stole his CDs. He wore cool flannels, so I stole his flannels. He wanted me to help dye his hair red in the bathroom one year. And then I dyed my hair red, then black, then purple, then blue, then every other color under the rainbow. We were thick as thieves, partners in crime. We got into and out of trouble together. When we were little, we would sneak into our mom's room to watch The Simpsons, and we knew she didn't like us watching it. It was our 30 minutes of getting away with something that I'm sure my mother had figured out. Once when I was in high school, we harbored a runaway for 5 days over the summer when our mom was out of the country. The police came to our door to collect them. Joav and I had to scramble to hide the bottles we emptied from the liquor cabinet because neither of us was 21 at the time. In our 30s, we snuck off to get matching tattoos in Israel when our father was taking a nap. It was Yoav's first tattoo, and it was my first matching tattoo. We were so worried we would get caught, but the tattoos meant so much to us. And it says, "Sorry, Dad, Dan. Dee says she will tell you these stories when you see her next." When I was 18, Joav was on a ship in the middle of the Gulf, and I needed him. I was overwhelmed with taking care of our mother, who had been in and out of the hospital for the past 18 months. I was in my 3rd semester of college, working 2 part-time jobs, and I just couldn't do it anymore. I called him crying, and he put his career on hold permanently and came home for me. He joined a band, rocked out, had a blast, and let me get myself together. That's the Joav who carried me through the hardest part of my life. He made things better. Thick as thieves, no questions asked. He was my best friend when I needed him most. Joav wanted to bring joy into people's lives through music and entertainment. He was a history buff and knew everything about everything. At the end of the day, Joav wanted people to be happy, to laugh, to be carefree. He would do just about anything to make that happen. And as his sister, please, in his memory, make that happen for you. Go see that band you wanted to see. Support the arts. Spend a day at a museum. Learn to play an instrument. Watch your favorite movie. Read a book. Get a tattoo. Embroider the collar of your fancy suit with profanity. Live your life in a way that makes you happy, because that's all Joav would want for you. And please, as a favor to his sister, go to your doctor and get your heart and lungs checked. Even if you think you're healthy, do this for your best friend's sake. Thank you.
All of you for coming here, share this moment with us. But it looks like I'm gonna find more things about my son. is allowed, okay? So, when Joav was something between the age of 7 and 9, okay, he was not too happy about his name, okay? He was interacting with kids his age and so on, and they were teasing about this kind of exotic name, not common and all that. And he asked me if there was a way that he could change it, which I said, well, when you're an adult, you can do what you want, but right now the name stays. That's not the end of the story. Joav changed his mind about his name about 10 years later. Okay, I don't remember the date. Okay, but I remember he told me that all of a sudden he liked his name. All right? And the reason is quite simple: chicks. The chicks were interested in this exotic sounding name. So that was a good conversation starter, okay, you can imagine. Okay, so all of a sudden he was quite pleased with this name, so obviously my stature went up a little bit, as you can imagine, and I'm very grateful for those chicks. I have no idea who they are. I'm glad you're laughing. That's exactly what I wanted to see, because that's my sons, okay? And so I'm very grateful for that. That's what he did. Okay, that's what that those ladies helped him make the right decision. Okay. I want to talk a little bit more about sadness and happiness. Daphne already said some words about it, and the team is gonna repeat a little bit. Okay, we do have 2 periods of time that begin today that are called Shiva, 7, Shoshim, that's 30, and those designate the days of mourning. Shiva is the first 7 days where we do intense mourning over the loss of a loved one, my son. And then it continues till 30 days for Shoshim, where we still mourn. But after the period of 30 days, we expect to bring back happiness into our lives. Okay. Sadness ought to be gone down to some extent. And
ta thấy em trong tiền kiếp với cọng buồn cỏ khô. Ta thấy em đang ngồi khóc khi rừng chiều đổ mưa. Rừng thu lá úa em vẫn chưa về, rừng đông cuốn gió em đứng bơ vơ. Ta thấy em trong tiền kiếp với mặt trời lẻ loi. Ta thấy em đang ngồi hát khi rừng về nhiều mây. Rừng thu thay lá mây bay buồn rầu, rừng đông bút giá mưa bay giạt rào. Ta vẫn mong, ta chờ mãi trên từng ngày quạnh hiu. Ta vẫn mơ em về đây cho đời bay cuộc vui. Mùa xuân đã đến, em hãy quay về, rừng xưa đã khép, em hãy ra đi. Ta thấy em trong tiền kiếp với cọng buồn cỏ khô. Ta thấy em đang ngồi khóc khi rừng chiều đổ mưa. Rừng thu lá úa em vẫn chưa về, rừng đông cuốn gió em đứng bơ vơ. với mặt trời lẻ loi, ta thấy em đang ngồi hát khi rừng về nhiều mây. Rừng thu thay lá mưa bay buồn rầu, rừng đông bút giá mưa bay giạt rào. Ta vẫn mong, ta chờ mãi trên từng ngày quạnh hiu. Ta vẫn mơ em về đây cho đời bay cuộc vui. Mùa xuân đã đến, em hãy quay về, rừng xưa đã khép, em hãy ra đi. Rừng xưa đã khép, rừng xưa đã khép, em hãy ra đi. Rừng xưa đã khép, rừng xưa đã khép, em hãy ra đi. Rừng xưa đã khép, rừng xưa đã khép, em hãy ra đi.
Ôm lòng đêm nhìn vầng trăng mới về, nhớ chân giang hồ ôi phù du. Từng tuổi xuân đã già, một ngày kia đến bờ, đời người như gió qua. Không còn ai, đường về ôi quá dài, những đêm xa người chén rượu cay. Một đời tôi uống hoài, trả lại từng tin vui cho nhân gian chờ đợi. Về ngồi trong những ngày, nhìn từng hôm nắng ngời, nhìn từng khi mưa bay, có những ai xa đời quay về lại nơi cuối trời làm mới trời. Thôi về đi, đường chân đâu có gì, tóc xanh mấy mùa. Có nhiều khi từ vườn khuya bước về, bàn chân ái rất nhẹ, tựa hôn những năm xưa. từng hôm nắng ngời, nhìn từng khi mưa bay, chân đâu có gì, tóc xanh mấy mùa. Có nhiều khi từ vườn khuya bước về, bàn chân ai rất nhẹ, tựa hôn những năm xưa. Có nhiều khi từ vườn khuya bước về, bàn chân ai rất nhẹ, tựa hôn những năm xưa. Rồi có một ngày tôi xuôi tay nhắm mắt, theo chiếc xe tang hai hàng ngựa trắng đi đầu. Rồi có một ngày hồn nhạc tôi tiêu điều, điệu đàn và lời ca sầu héo giữa nơi nghĩa trang bao điều hiu. Rồi có một ngày em không thương không nhớ, em sẽ quên đi tháng ngày mình sống mong chờ. Thời gian còn lại chỉ là một mộ bia hoang tàn, lạnh lùng sương phủ trắng, véo von côn trùng lắng thở dài. Bạn thân ơi thôi rồi xa, người yêu ơi thôi rồi quên, còn có nhớ gọi tên nhưng thuở đầy ân tình. Nằm dưới đáy chốn mộ sâu, chỉ nghe vang bao niềm đau, lạnh buốt giá rét từng đêm, rét từng đêm. Rồi có một ngày rêu xanh trên bia đá, tim ngắt không gian, mây trời gọi gió mưa nhòa. Mộ vắng đường dài, chẳng còn ai qua lại, chẳng còn nhang còn khói, xót xa cũng buồn tháng ngày trôi. Bạn thân ơi thôi rồi xa, người yêu ơi thôi rồi quên, còn có nhớ gọi tên nhưng thuở đầy ân tình. Nằm dưới đáy chốn mộ sâu, chỉ nghe vang bao niềm đau, lạnh buốt giá rét từng đêm, rét từng đêm. Rồi có một ngày rêu xanh trên bia đá, tim ngắt không gian, mây trời gọi gió mưa nhòa. Mộ vắng đường dài, chẳng còn ai qua lại, chẳng còn nhang còn khói, xót xa cũng buồn, tháng ngày trôi. Rồi có một ngày tôi xuôi tay nhắm mắt theo chiếc xe tang hai hàng